Great North Woods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, we'll check in with a group working to keep the state's veterans' homes up and running.
Plus, the Levant Fire Department hosted a group of elementary schoolers for a 3-day camp on fire safety.
And our top story, a collision that shut down the freeway in Dixmont leaves 2 people dead. This and more of your local news right now.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for joining us this morning. We are in part 2 of the rainy days. We haven't seen many of them recently, but we're getting 2 days in a row with lots of rain, and it's good for our drought.
I'm okay with it. It's relaxing.
It is. Yeah. I get the best sleep I've
had
in weeks last night, and I barely slept at all.
I know. Normally I keep a fan on. Last night I didn't.
I know. It's very nice when you just have the trickle of the water off the spout.
Right. It's perfect. Well, let's get a first check of that forecast. Devin has more details on more rain.
Devin, good morning.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1, Rockland, Thomason Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Already, a small craft advisory remains in effect for a little while this morning. That's being dropped at about 8 a.m. or so, as things will start to calm down with the area of low pressure that is now on shore. So let's take a look at the radar right now. We're seeing all the precipitation in the western and northern ends of the state. So here it is right here. Everyone else drying out. You might notice a little bit of sunshine, but that might be a little bit of a stretch as we do zoom things out right now. We're looking pretty decent out there. The precipitation is starting to back off just a little bit, but we did have some thunderstorms outside of the country and other parts of the rain moving from the east to the west. There was one lone lightning bolt further off towards the north recently, but now that's starting to back off as well. It's mainly been rain with this area of low pressure that will soon begin to move off towards the north and east. So once we get past today, tomorrow will begin to look a lot better. So here's Futurecast right here. We'll start to rotate off towards the north and east. Plenty of clouds, maybe a few breaks from time to time, but we'll start noticing the breaks a little bit more as we head towards your Friday. The winds will be out of the northeast for a little bit, maybe getting a little bit gusty as we head towards tomorrow, but really along the coastline today, maybe gusts up to 15 to 20 miles per hour are not out of the question. So for today, upper 60s, some scattered rain showers out there, and a lot of that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 60s, a slight chance for a rain shower, some gradual clearing late as well, with some dense fog with that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow, lower 80s, partly cloudy and breezy with that west wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the daytime period showing plenty of rain chances. Temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Devin, thank you. We begin this morning in Dixmont, where 2 people were killed in a car crash Thursday afternoon. The collision happened just after 12:30 and shut down Route 9. Penobscot County Sheriff Troy Morton says 2 vehicles were involved and both occupants in each vehicle died. Right now, the identities of the man and woman in those vehicles have not been released. Morton says the crash was reconstructed and the sheriff's office is still trying to piece together what exactly caused it.
It's early in the investigation. Clearly, speed is a factor. It does appear that there was some potentially inappropriate passing that was taking place, so that will certainly be part of the investigation.
Now, it was raining, but Morton says it does not appear road conditions were a factor.
Maine State Police is investigating an alleged domestic violence assault involving a Kennebec County Sheriff's deputy. According to State Police spokesperson Shannon Moss, a report was made to the Kennebec County Sheriff's Office on Monday about alleged domestic violence incidents at a home in West Gardner. The caller claimed 29-year-old Kennebec County Sheriff's Deputy Daniel Ross had been assaulting his wife at their home while off duty. Deputies contacted Maine State Police after speaking with Ross's wife as a result of their investigation. State troopers arrested Deputy Ross Monday at 10:30 p.m. while he was on duty. Ross has been charged with 3 counts each of domestic violence assault and domestic violence criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon, as well as 1 count of unlawful sexual contact, domestic violence terrorizing with a dangerous weapon, and aggravated assault. He is currently being held at the Somerset County Jail. Ross, who started working at the Kennebec County Sheriff's Office on March 16, 2021, is on administrative leave with pay. He made his initial appearance in Kennebec County Court yesterday at 1 p.m.
A former Franklin County prosecutor has been sentenced to 2 years of probation for her role in an illegal marijuana operation. 36-year-old Kayla Alvis pleaded guilty back in March to a federal charge of tampering with documents as part of a plea deal. Police say she told a former Franklin County Sheriff's deputy he was under investigation in connection with the alleged $13 million marijuana operation and deleted the text messages.
We thought that this prosecution was very important to bring because Ms. Alves was a public servant, she was a prosecutor, and she had a duty to the public to treat everybody fairly and with respect. She had a duty to always act in the best interest of the state, and by deleting evidence that was at issue in a federal investigation, she violated those oaths.
Alvis was also ordered to pay a $2,000 fine.
Maine Health and Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield announced yesterday that they have reached an agreement to keep Maine Medical Center in Anthem's care provider network for the next 2 years. As a result, all Anthem members will continue to receive in-network services at Maine Medical Center. All other Maine Health facilities and providers will also remain in Anthem's network. Governor Mills issued a statement following the announcement, saying in part, quote, "There is no question that termination of the contract would have significantly harmed many people, especially those with chronic care needs. I am pleased that both parties were able to resolve their differences, as I urged, to avert such a drastic and damaging move."
The Maine Bureau of Highway Safety is reminding motorists to drive sober or get pulled over. The national campaign kicked off Thursday and goes through September 5th. The Maine Bureau of Highway Safety will be teaming up with local and state law enforcement to proactively prevent fatalities and serious injuries associated with impaired driving. According to a statement, it's one of the deadliest and most often committed crimes in our state. So far this year, there have been 22 fatalities involving impaired drivers. All of them have had a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or higher. Lauren Stewart, Maine's Highway Safety Director, says, quote, "It is important to plan ahead for a sober ride or safe place to stay so that you can enjoy your end of summer celebrations and not risk your life or that of someone else."
A new group created to ensure the long-term viability of Maine's 6 veteran homes is beginning their work. Our Dylan Holloway has more.
The all-new Maine Veterans Home Stakeholder Group held their first meeting virtually on Wednesday. The group was created under a new law from Senate President Troy Jackson with the goal of keeping Maine's veterans' homes open.
I mean, as we've heard, there's a lot of experience here. People bring a great deal of experience to the stakeholder group. And bottom line, I think everyone wants the same thing.
The group plans to include input from veterans, their families, employees of the Maine Veterans Homes, and communities served by the Veterans Homes. According to a statement from Jackson, his bill helped save the Caribou and Machias Veterans Homes, which were scheduled to close this past spring.
One more item that we plan to do is to perform a comparative study of other state veterans homes payment systems. So really compare how the state of Maine pays its veterans homes for services provided.
The group is scheduled to hold an additional 3 meetings before reporting back to the Maine legislature no later than February 15, 2023. The next meeting is scheduled for September 21st. I'm Dylan Holloway reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The time is now 6:09. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, Penobscot County Commissioner Laura Sanborn will give us an update on a plan to renovate the county jail.
But first, let's get a look at that rainy forecast. Scattered showers throughout the day. They should be dwindling out right now, coming back around 9 o'clock and could be here until this afternoon. There's a chance of rain and fog this evening where temperatures drop down to a low of 60. And tomorrow for Friday, we're starting the week off hot, literally, with a high of 80 degrees and partially cloudy skies.
At Hood, our love for New England inspired New England Creamery. We make it with premium Hood milk and cream, then we overload it with the good stuff. Like Green Mountain Mint chip with a rich fudgy swirl. Maine Sweet Blueberry with real delicious blueberries. And Cape Cod Fudge Shop, packed with fudgy truffles. Hood's New England Creamery. From Hood, for New England. Try all 13 flavors.
We know your life is busy. You have a lot to do. And like you, the news doesn't stop. So when you are ready for us, we'll be ready for you. WVII.com.
You are sisters. She bailed you out of jail. She gave you money. You paid her nothing.
She's just trying to paint a negative light.
She doesn't have to paint you in a negative light because you are doing such a good job.
Hot Match. Thursday at 3 on ABC 7.
The Penobscot County Commissioners have provided an update on plans to renovate and expand the Penobscot County Jail. County Commissioner Laura Sanborn says the goal is to design a facility that is able to accommodate the current average population of 226 inmates. She says the new facility would ideally have the capacity for up to 280 inmates and be able to provide additional medical and mental health services.
We continue to evaluate options that allow for the proper space and services necessary to adequately support the needs of Penobscot County while also considering the physical impact on communities.
Sanborn says they hope to present a plan of the new facility in early 2023 that would be supported by a bond measure.
A group of Maine independent repair shop owners and other stakeholders have filed a petition with the Secretary of State to protect their right to repair new cars and trucks, as they say automakers make it increasingly harder to access the repair and diagnostic information necessary to do so. A national agreement in 2013 between automakers and the auto repair and auto parts industries forced automakers to provide access to repair and diagnostic codes and information, but did not cover the rapidly expanding wireless technologies now installed in new vehicles. The ballot initiative would give Maine car and truck owners access to all the diagnostic and repair data generated by their car so that they could opt to provide access to any independent repair shop or automaker, increasing their ability to choose who works on their vehicle instead of being limited to a dealer. Once the petition is issued, a signature drive and campaign will be organized in hopes of having the initiative on the 2023 ballot if it is not passed by the legislature beforehand.
Senator Susan Collins is joining a group in Washington to introduce the Chase COVID Unemployment Fraud Act. In May, the Department of Labor's Office of Inspector General estimated $163 million in fraudulent unemployment. If the estimate is accurate, this means only 2.4% of wrongful payments have been recovered, which is approximately $4 billion. Collins said, in part, quote, "Unfortunately, far too many criminals took advantage of these federal unemployment insurance programs, resulting in widespread fraud. Our legislation would provide states with the resources to help recover these stolen funds and help prevent future theft of unemployment benefits. The legislation would also provide incentives to states that work to recover the stolen money." Now we're 13 minutes past the top of the hour. Coming up after the break, a massive grant is heading to Big Rock Mountain as the team looks to improve their skiing experience this winter.
Plus, a big day for NASA. The Artemis moon rocket has made it to the launch pad. We'll have this and more after the break.
Looking to improve or upgrade your home? Here with At Home FAB and KBF, we offer a great selection of appliances, furniture, bedding, cabinetry, flooring, and more. We have a friendly, welcoming environment and will work with you every step of the way from start to finish. We service our merchandise. Any fixes or repairs, we can do that too. Our professional team has more than 50 years of experience and is here to help. Stop in and ask about our Synchrony 12 months financing with no interest and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
What if I told you there's a con that ensnared some of the world's biggest movie stars and involved international money laundering?
This is one of the biggest financial frauds of all time.
Tonight on ABC.
Harris's Harborside Takeout, located on the waterfront at the Harbor Park and Marina in Ellsworth, offers hot dogs, hamburgers, lobster rolls, sandwiches, and wraps. Top off your meal with a delicious scoop of Gifford's ice cream. Harris's Harborside Takeout, 413 Water Street, Ellsworth. On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Machias, is sponsored by Living Innovations. Be part of the Living Innovations workforce and be part of a caring community with purpose. Learn more at livinginnovations.com. Barren View Golf Course is a great treat for golfers of all skill levels. A 9-hole par 35 course open 7 days a week. No tee times needed. And Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
In the span of a week, a third earthquake, strong enough to be felt, rattled the area near Centerville. At 2:55 a.m. Wednesday, another earthquake, measuring 3.0 on the Richter scale, occurred and was even stronger than the last two. In all, Maine has had 7 earthquakes in the last week, compared with only 49 in the past year, according to the website earthquakerec.com.
The Department of Commerce announced a $2.5 million investment for Big Rock Mountain in Mars Hill. Matthew Duranczyk tells us how the plans will speed up the ski slopes this winter.
On Wednesday, the United States Department of Commerce's Economic Development Administration awarded a $2.5 million grant to Big Rock Mountain. For Big Rock Mountain Board of Directors member Mike Chassie, he's proud of how hard his team worked to get this award.
We've been working real hard the last 7 months, raising funds to put a new chairlift in, and with this EDA announcement, we can talk about a project that's bigger than just a chairlift to the top of the mountain.
The funds for the project came from the American Rescue Plan. The money will allow them to improve their ski lifts and also increase both the quality and capacity of snowmaking. General Manager Travis Carney says the improvements will bring economic benefits to the nearby areas as a whole.
I think the town of Mars Hill and the surrounding communities, Holton and Presque we'll see somewhat of a windfall of new business, either in lodging, restaurants, people that are traveling from either the coastal regions or the Bangor area, coming to Aroostook County to experience Big Rock for the first time.
Besides the grant money, Damon says significant fundraising efforts by the Mars Hill community really made a difference for the project.
The community support has been unreal, really. We have more than $1 million in community support through our donors and local businesses.
Chassie says donations help continue to cement Big Rock Mountain's legacy.
What this grant and new chairlift and snowmaking means is that Big Rock will be here for the next 2 generations.
And construction for this project is set to happen in the spring of 2023 and go until December of 2024. Reporting from Mars Hill, Matthew Duranczyk, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The time is now 6:18.
And let's get a full look at that forecast. Unfortunately, there's no snow to put on those mountains, but there will be a little bit of rain today. Devin Biggs has more.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland-Thomason Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. A small craft advisory is up for a little while this morning, getting dropped during the morning period, though, at around 8 a.m. as things begin to improve, as we have that area of low pressure that's beginning to move to the north and east. That'll bring the winds with it. So the offshore winds for now will begin to move onshore, and especially by tomorrow, who knows more of those gusty winds. The rain started to back off a little bit as we saw some of that last night and early this morning. Some much needed rain, but now it's in the northern and western ends of the state. We'll still have chances for scattered showers, though, as this area of low pressure, which is located right about in here, will begin to move off towards the north and east, so scattered showers are not out of the question today. Maybe a rumble of thunder if you are lucky, but where this is going, it's mainly north and east. So once we go north and east, high pressure will begin to move in and things will start to look a lot nicer for us. and the temperatures will really begin to warm up as well. And we do need the precipitation. We've remained in drought across a good part of the state, and moderate drought, even severe drought. A new drought monitor will begin to come out today. Now it'll show us where we stand with the latest drought situation. But here we are, 2 to 5 foot wave heights being noted, which is why that small craft advisory is up for a little while longer. We'll start seeing that drop as things will begin to improve. A little bit of wind out there still today, maybe some winds getting up to about 15 miles per hour in a few areas though. But really by tomorrow, gusty winds up to around 15 to 20 miles per hour will be possible as that area below pressure begins to move off towards the north and east. Our average high is now 80 degrees. We'll only be in the upper 60s today, well below normal. Then getting close to normal again by Friday in the lower 80s, even some middle 80s as we head towards Saturday and Sunday. Then back in the upper 70s to lower 80s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Dew points not too ridiculous, so we might notice a quick burst in the dew points, so especially today though, reaching for the lower 60s, so you might notice a little bit more humidity, but then falling back into the 50s, at least until Sunday into Monday and Tuesday, before back into the lower 60s. So moving forward though, that area of low pressure will begin to track off towards the north and east. We'll get a lot of that rain out of here. With just the clouds that will be left over for a little while yet, but once we get this out of here, the clouds will finally begin to break up, and of course any precipitation will really begin to get out of here with, again, the sunshine really beginning to come out just in time for Friday afternoon. So your forecast for today, upper 60s, some scattered rain showers with that west breeze getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 60s, a slight chance for a rain shower, then gradual clearing late, with some dense fog as well, with that west breeze getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow, lower 80s, partly cloudy and breezy, that west wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Shepherd Toyota extended forecast. Here we are, mostly sunny on Saturday, highs in the mid-80s on Sunday with a partly cloudy sky, and mostly cloudy on Monday, highs in the low 80s.
How much does it cost you to use an ATM? How does $0 sound? Get cash and forget the surcharge fees with Maine Credit Union's Surf ATM network. Find over 250 surcharge-free ATMs at mainecreditunions.org.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
Established in 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful gifts for almost 100 years. Whatever the occasion, our premium collection of colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets have warmed hearts for generations. We strongly support the Buy Local movement, purchasing directly from local farms and growers, and we are committed to the preservation of our environment. Bangor Floral, located at 332 Harlow Street. Stop in today to experience a flower shop like no other.
Finding a surcharge-free ATM just got easier. Maine Credit Unions have the largest surcharge-free ATM network in Maine with over 250 locations. Save money today. Surf ATMs at mainecreditunions.org.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
NASA's Artemis moon rocket arrives at the launch pad in Cape Canaveral, Florida. The rocket is aiming to launch on August 29th for its lunar test flight. It will be unmanned, just 3 mannequins in the crew capsule fitted with sensors to measure radiation and vibration. The capsule will fly around the moon for a couple of weeks before heading back down to Earth. The entire flight will last about 6 weeks. NASA's Artemis programs plans to have astronauts completing a lunar orbit in 2 years and humans landing on the moon in 2025.
A federal judge will consider whether to unseal the government's affidavit used to justify the FBI's search of former President Trump's Florida residence. It's just part of the legal wrangling around Trump and several close associates today. ABC's Monacosa Abdi has the details.
Today, the Florida judge who approved the FBI search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home will hold a hearing to decide whether to unseal the affidavit used to justify that search. Judge Bruce Reinhardt is set to hold a hearing this afternoon after several media outlets requested that the documents be made public, citing the, quote, historic importance of these events. But the Justice Department has requested that the document remain sealed as its release could, quote, cause significant and irreparable damage to its ongoing criminal investigation and could likely chill witness cooperation. Trump has also called for its release, saying it is, quote, in the interest of transparency. But as some Republicans continue to decry the Mar-a-Lago search, Pence called on his party to stop attacking the FBI.
And these attacks on the FBI must stop. We can hold the Attorney General accountable for the decision that he made without attacking rank and file law enforcement personnel at the FBI.
It comes as legal issues mount for some of the former president's closest allies. Today, former Trump Organization executive Alan Weisselberg is expected to plead guilty to a long-running tax fraud scheme. According to the New York Times, as part of his plea deal, Weisselberg will admit to all 15 felonies he's accused of and may have to testify about his role in the scheme if the Trump Organization goes on trial.
Mr. Giuliani, when you met with Georgia lawmakers, did you lie to them?
We will not talk about this until it's over.
And on Wednesday, Trump's former personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, faced a special grand jury in Georgia, testifying for 6 hours as part of a criminal investigation into Trump's efforts to overturn Georgia's results in the 2020 election.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, a fire department in Levant hosted a summer camp for local kids yesterday.
Plus, an East Machias teen is hosting her third annual fundraiser for the Bangor Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. This and more local news as Good Morning Maine continues.
Hey everyone, Emerald Lagasse here, and I'm so excited to tell you about my French Door Air Fryer 360. This is my biggest air fryer yet. Extra large 26-quart capacity. Cook with up to 70% less calories from fat than deep frying. That's a big deal, my friend. It's all about the Air Crisp technology. 360 degrees of superheated air gives you fast, even cooking. With 24 preset cooking functions, doesn't get any easier, folks. My 10-in-1 French Door Air Fryer 360s grills, air fries, dehydrates, roasts, bakes, broils, proofs, slow cooks, and toasts. I mean, this baby does it all. These French doors are a game changer. I mean, look at how easy that is. One-handed. It's super stylish and super easy to use. Every kitchen needs one of these.
Cook for your entire family in one compact kitchen appliance. Now find out how you can try Emerald Lagasse's 26-quart French Door Air Fryer 360 with 3 cooking tiers, fetch tool, air frying rack, and drip tray in your home for 30 days for just $14.99. Order now and you'll also get Emerald's Air Fryer Favorites recipe book. And we'll automatically upgrade you to our bonus cooking kit free. You get bonus number 1, the baking pan to broil and bake family-sized meals. Bonus number 2, the crisper basket for golden, delicious air-fried food without oil. Bonus number 3, the rotisserie spit set for the most delicious chicken you've ever tasted. Bonus number 4, our grill plate to sizzle succulent steaks. And a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Plus, find out how you can get free shipping. This offer will not last, so call or click now to order.
You're gonna love it. I guarantee it.
To order and take advantage of this TV-only offer, call 1-800-738-2613. That's 1-800-738-2613 or go to emeraldfrenchdoor360.com. Call today.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
It's Thursday, August 18th of 2022, the 230th day of the year. You know those cherry trees in Washington, D.C.? Well, they were presented as a gift to the U.S. from the mayor of Tokyo 113 years ago today. President Taft had them planted near the Potomac River.
Former First Lady Rosalind Carter is 95. Actor Robert Redford is 86. Today is Mail Order Catalog Day. I love those because you can specifically go through and circle. Oh, I like that.
Which
I like
one you
that.
want?
Yes. It's also Never Give Up Day, and it's National Bad Poetry Day. Roses are red, Violets are blue. Some poems rhyme, and some don't.
Yeah. There you go. Bad poetry. Right off the bat.
We could call it a poem, yes.
And here's a fun conversation starter for the weekend. Is there anything you'd like to do before summer ends? Because now that we think about it, it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Temperatures in the mid-80s. It's going to be phenomenal. But the only thing is how many more weekends are we going to get like this?
I know there's 2 more in August, and it's like we can't really look at the weather as far out. The 10-day forecast.
Farmer's Almanac.
Right.
You can go with that.
Good point. I know with all this rain, maybe it's good luck. Maybe it rained itself out.
Yeah, but the only thing is, we really do need more than just a couple days of rain with the drought out there. We got to make sure we take care of the potato farmers and all the farmers out there in western and northern Maine. But a lot of things. Is there anything on your list? I know for me, it's maybe hike Katahdin. That's about or go to the beach.
There you go. Oh, the beach is always sneak in as many beach days as possible before the summer's over.
You were at the beach last week, weren't you? Or 2 weeks ago? Possibly.
I don't know last weekend, but there was either last weekend or the weekend before I went both days.
Oh,
and
that's what it was.
Lovely.
That's what it was.
Yes, lovely.
So you've got your beach fix. You're ready to go. Unfortunately, today is not a beach day, but it's another day where we can relax, hang out,
and
enjoy. It is a movie day. We'll turn it over to Devin Bakes. He has another look at our forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1, Rockland, Thomason Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Already, a small craft advisory remains in effect for a little while this morning. That's being dropped at about 8 a.m. or so, as things will start to calm down with the area of low pressure that is now on shore. So let's take a look at the radar right now, and we're seeing all the precipitation in the western and northern ends of the state. So here it is right here. Everyone else drying out. You might notice a little bit of sunshine, but that might be a little bit of a stretch as we do zoom things out right now. We're looking pretty decent out there. The precipitation starting to back off just a little bit, but we did have some thunderstorms outside of the country. In other parts of the rain moving from the east to the west. There was one lone lightning bolt further off towards the north recently, but now that's starting to back off as well. It's mainly been rain with this area of low pressure that will soon begin to move off towards the north and east. So once we get past today, tomorrow will begin to look a lot better. So here's Futurecast right here. We'll start to rotate off towards the north and east. Plenty of clouds, maybe a few breaks from time to time, but we'll start noticing the breaks a little bit more as we head towards your Friday. The winds will be out of the northeast for a little bit, maybe getting a little bit gusty as we head towards tomorrow, but really along the coastline today, maybe gusts up to 15 to 20 miles per hour are not out of the question. So for today, upper 60s, some scattered rain showers out there, and a lot of that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 60s, a slight chance for a rain shower, some gradual clearing late as well, with some dense fog with that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow, lower 80s, partly cloudy and breezy with that west wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the daytime period showing plenty of rain chances. Temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. The Levant Fire Department hosted a group of elementary schoolers for a 3-day camp on fire safety.
Our Madeline Gernhardt has more.
Fourth graders from the Suzanne Smith Elementary School were given the opportunity to train like firefighters at the Levant Fire Department's Spark Plug Academy. At this 3-day-long event, 6 students were able to take part in hands-on learning activities, which taught them fire safety skills, among other things.
We learned CPR, added that. We also learned how to do cribbing, which when you raise a vehicle, you would want to crib it so if it fell, it wouldn't go straight to the ground.
We learned a lot about the fire trucks, ambulance here. Like, we saw the jaws of life. And
the kids also completed a series of obstacle courses designed to simulate rescue scenarios in burning buildings. This cardboard structure was flooded with smoke and filled with obstacles and dummies to rescue. I was allowed to test my skills, but was no match for the future firefighters at the camp. At the end of the day, the Spark Plug Academy trainees were awarded with certificates, badges, and challenge coins to commemorate their achievements. But Chief Eric Strout hopes the students will have taken away much more.
If in the community it saves another child or a loved one just by knowing the steps, what to do when there's a fire in your home and what safety measures you have, it's a win.
This is the first time the camp has been held in 2 years. Strout explained that he was inspired to start the Spark Plug program after a fire in 2015 took the life of a 9-year-old. but the department was able to save the life of a pug, who is now the department's mascot.
That we could take a bad situation, turn it into something good, and take a pug and make it, one, our mascot, and take the spelling of a pug and make it like a fire prevention theme of plan, understand, and get out safely.
The Levant Fire Department will be hosting an open house during Levant Days in September, where they will be sharing similar demonstrations on fire safety. Reporting in Levant, Madeline Gernhard, ABC7 and Fox 22.
16-year-old Mackenzie Shores of East Machias has dedicated herself to a cause that has shaped her life, and that cause will bring bicycle enthusiasts to Machias in late August. She is the founder of Mackenzie's Miracles, which works to fundraise and bring awareness to premature births. Her next fundraising event is the third annual Mackenzie's Miles for Miracles. It is a 10-mile benefit bike ride on the Sunrise Trail in Machias on August 27th.
Mackenzie herself was born prematurely. The first 100 days of her life were spent in the neonatal intensive care unit. Over the years, her family fundraised to bring awareness to premature births and for Children's Miracle Network hospitals, including the one that saved her life. She took up the cause at just 10 years old. The money from Miles for Miracles will go towards the specific needs of the NICU in Bangor.
The money itself, we fundraise specifically for the NICU ambulances because they're a lot different and they tend to be a lot more expensive than regular ambulances because they have a lot more NICU-based equipment in them.
So if someone finds themselves with a baby born sick or born prematurely, they're going to end up in Bangor or Portland. Both are Children's Miracle Network hospitals, and before we ended up there, I had no idea what that meant. And then we quickly learned after all of the help that Children's Miracle Network and the NICU provide to families and just trying to pay it back.
To find information on the Miles for Miracles event on August 27th, head to foxbangor.com. A retired Maine canine from the Westbrook Police Department has passed away. According to the Facebook post, 12-year-old Roxy died over the past weekend. Roxy was born in the Czech Republic and has paired with Officer Phil Robinson of the Westbrook PD. She served the department from 2012 to 2018 and trained with the Working Dogs of Maine as well as the Maine State Police.
During her service time, Roxy received 2 life-saving awards, one of which was when she found a woman that was actively trying to take her life, and the other was when she located an elderly dementia patient who wandered away in the woods on a 90-degree day. Roxy was also awarded numerous times for playing a major part in drug seizures. Over the last 4 years, she was able to enjoy retirement by just being a dog with Officer Robinson's family. And a massive water spout is spotted off the coast of northwest Florida. This impressive sight happening Tuesday morning near Destin off of Florida's Emerald Coast. Several people along the beach were stunned at its size.
Waterspouts are common in the region, but are not usually that big. The weather phenomena usually comes in 2 types. According to the National Weather Service, tornadic waterspouts will form over water or move from land to water and have similar characteristics as a land tornado. Fair weather waterspouts are less dangerous and dissipate quickly when they make landfall.
I don't know about you, but I would not want to be on that beach.
That's terrifying.
Even if they're not, it just looks like a tornado to me, and I would just go in the opposite direction.
I know, and in Maine, it's like in the Northeast at least, we have no experience.
No, we have high winds, lightning, a little bit of rain, and then all of a sudden it snows the next day.
Maybe some hail if it gets really wild and crazy, but that's about it. Yeah. Well, still to come here this morning, the University of Maine has named an interim athletic director. Tyler Cruz and Dave Peck will have the details when we return.
We'll be right back.
Situated in Jonesboro on the coast of Maine lies Barren View Golf Course, a true links course that's a treat for golfers of all skill levels. We feature a driving range, putting green, practice sand trap, pro shop, and snack bar. Open 7 days a week. Please call ahead for a tee time.
In life, many things matter. Black lives matter. Asian and Caucasian lives matter. Police officers and firefighters matter. Youngsters and senior citizen lives matter. Think about it. Every life matters. And it all begins, first in Maine and everywhere, when the protection of the unborn matters.
Mr. Black made serious unauthorized renovations to the house.
This landlord's rental was gutted.
I had a 5-bedroom home. Now I have a 2-bedroom home.
You have a 5-bedroom piece of junk.
Did this tenant do her a favor?
Everything was out of code. It was terrible.
Or is he just blowing smoke?
Mr. Black says you authorized these renovations to transform the rental property into a marijuana-growing house.
Next, Judge Judy.
Thursday at 5, only on ABC7.
Situated in Jonesboro on the coast of Maine lies Barren View Golf Course, a true links course that's a treat for golfers of all skill levels. We feature a driving range, putting green, practice sand trap, pro shop, and snack bar. Open 7 days a week. Please call ahead for a tee time.
The Carolina Panthers take on the New England Patriots this Friday at 7 on ABC7.
Good morning, everyone. Well, 10 days since Maine Athletic Director Ken Ralph announced his pending departure from Orono, the university has named Samantha Hagman-Wary as the department's interim leader. Hagman-Wary will assume her new position as interim athletic director beginning on September 1st. Meanwhile, the university will continue its national search for a permanent AD with the hope to have someone in place by January 1st, according to Hagman-Wary.
I think it's a great opportunity. I'm super excited to be able to sit in the chair and to work with our coaches and work with the rest of the campus, the president and the cabinet members as well, in order to make not only student athlete experience better, but experience for the whole university.
After working at both Monmouth and Hofstra, Hagman-Wary has served as an associate athletic director for compliance at Maine since 2019. She said that over the last couple of years, she's worked closely with Ken Ralph and is very familiar with the vision and plans for the department, particularly concerning the facility upgrades.
I'm very confident working with him over these past years that, he's definitely put me in a great spot. Everyone really cares wholeheartedly here about Maine and about our student athletes, so being able to kind of be the voice for them and advocate for them and work with them is probably the most exciting part.
And again, the search for the permanent athletic director will continue at a national scale with the hope from President Joan Ferrini-Mundy to have that solidified by January 1st of 2023. For now, let's transition and continue our coverage of the first week of fall high school sports. Over in Bucksport, the girls soccer team is coming off a season where they were perfect until the state finals, and they're looking to take that extra step this fall. Tyler Cruz has more.
Now is the most important time.
We are weeks from the regular season and months from playoffs, but this week, Bucksport girls soccer started to plant the seeds to defend their title as Class C North champs.
The work we do now is what's going to get us to October and being in shape and just everything.
Developing that skill early on and the good touches early on and the conditioning and the camaraderie that the girls develop with each other and us makes all the world a difference in the end.
Even with the year they had last fall, they're coming back in week 1 and starting with the basics, working on fundamentals and building up those skills ahead of the season.
It's important for fitness-wise and getting our skills up to par again, but also just as a team to get ourselves to mesh this well so early on.
For every single day of practice, we run a mile before because we all want to be in good shape. I think we all strive for the same thing because we really want to win states this year and we really want to be better than we were last year.
As for the gold ball game, the Bucks traveled up to Presque Isle but came up short, falling to Maranacook 5-0. And they say that loss is bulletin board material for 2022.
It's just in my head, and I think everybody else's, because it was really hard.
It was definitely painful. I mean, not the ending any of us wanted or worked for, but I think it's just what we want this year.
The Bucks are returning 6 seniors and a good chunk of their core from their Northern Maine championship team last year, so it's safe to say the expectations are a little bit higher than regional champs.
I think the emphasis last year is to try to get to the state championship, and we just thought things would take care of themselves, but this year, we want to be more driven toward that goal and not be just satisfied in getting there, but really, really competing for that state title.
Now we have a taste of what it was going to be like. Before we didn't have that. We were just excited to even get past the first round of the playoffs. But now, being there, we're hungry for it.
Reporting from Bucksport, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thank you, Tyler. So far this week, we've heard from Foxcroft Academy football. We've heard from, right there, Bucksport girls soccer. And later on this week, we will catch up with Orono boys soccer as they get ready for their season following a successful 2021 campaign. For now, though, let's talk some football. The Patriots held their final joint practice with the Carolina Panthers on Wednesday morning. And once again, the story was the physicality, I guess we could call it that. Yet another brawl breaking out between the two teams after wide receiver Christian Wilkerson took a big hit during a special teams period.
We're always going to support each other, our teammates having each other's back. Obviously, we know as we get into games like we play Friday, there's a lot of things you just can't do in the game. But I thought we did a good job of coming out here and competing.
Now, moving beyond all the extracurriculars, quite possibly the biggest takeaway from these two practices with Carolina has been the play of cornerback Jalen Mills. If they didn't have a number one corner last week, Mills seems to have established himself as such over the last couple days. That said, he's not too concerned with labels.
I don't really get into that. I think the biggest thing that I try to focus on is, playing my technique, down, in, and out. And, my numbers card, just make a play for my team because those guys depended on me.
So all in 1 week, Malcolm Butler's on the IR, Jawan Williams is on the IR, Jalen Mills stepping up into potentially that number one role, and they will have their second preseason game of the season against Carolina. That'll be on ABC on Friday at 7 p.m. Radio That Sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Check out my Playscape two-piece sectional. The $12.99 price tag makes it great. The 2 colors and 5 decorative pillows makes it greater. The comfy pop-up sleeper with Bobapedic memory foam makes it greater.
Get Bob's discount!
Greater.
Okay, now, I love me some GMA so much. Time for me to do, well, a little GMA-ish promo. Ready? GMA 7A every day. Boom, boom, boom.
Bring your friends.
Yes, now we're talking. That's how you start the day with Robin, George, Michael, and GMA. Starting sharp at 7A every day. So go on. Just say,
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. You know it's America's #1 morning show, people.
Bring your friends.
Pound the pavement for Cancer Awareness Sunday, October 9th at the Sea Dog on the Bangor waterfront. Register at runsignup.com. Goodie bags given to the first 200 people to register. Visa gift cards are randomly hidden in goodie bags. You could win $25 or even $100. Fundraise $150 and get a limited edition t-shirt. All proceeds stay in our community. Pound the Pavement, sponsored by the Sea Dog, Ice Pick Vodka, ABC7 and Fox 22, and the Purple Iris Foundation. Register now at runsignup.com.
My Blake dining set, table and 6 chairs, or table, 4 chairs and bench in 3 finishes, in dining height or counter height. With Bob's discount, only $5.99. And now, how am I going to tie my shoes?
Get Bob's discount!
With Thursday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
According to the Commerce Department, retail sales were flat in July compared to June. The Nasdaq was down 1.3% by the closing bell Wednesday. The S&P dropped 0.7%. The Dow lost 0.5%. Profits at retailer Target were down amid a glut of inventory. The company's net earnings fell 90% in the most recent quarter. And 3 major pharmacies, CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart, have been ordered to pay $650 million to a pair of Ohio counties over the opioid epidemic. The companies are being held responsible for millions of opioid pills going into Trumbull and Lake counties. All 3 companies will appeal. I'm Leo Jonathan with Thursday's Business on ABC7.
DNA technology helps law enforcement identify a suspect in a nearly 40-year-old cold case. But the technology can be costly. Fox's Laura Engel has more.
As the technology of investigative genetic genealogy continues to improve, so does the hope for many families who are still waiting for answers, years and sometimes decades after their loved ones fell victim to brutal crimes. Now, for one notorious case out of Northern California, there could be closure for a murder that seemed unsolvable until now.
I believe that we have a responsibility to these victims, no matter how old the case is.
Investigators in Santa Clara County, California, announcing they finally have a suspect in custody in the case of 15-year-old Karen Stitt, nearly 40 years after she was abducted, raped, and murdered using investigative genetic genealogy technology.
The reason that genetic genealogy
is so powerful is because we are able to find those distant cousins. We're able to reverse engineer that family tree.
The practice uses genetic information that has been uploaded by consumers to databases trying to find lost relatives.
It took, a couple years to do it, but ultimately they came up with these four brothers.
Stitz was last seen by her teenage boyfriend walking to a bus stop in Sunnyvale in 1982. Detectives were able to develop a DNA profile of a suspect, but never got a hit in the National DNA Law Enforcement Database known as CODIS. Then in 2019, detectives enlisted an investigative genetic genealogist and found a link to a family member of Maui resident Gary Ramirez. Stitz's aunt releasing a statement after Ramirez was arrested, saying in part, "She could have been anything. We will never know because Gary Ramirez stole her life. With this closure, we hope to be able to move forward in a positive way." While there have been a number of crimes solved in this region with investigative genetic genealogy, it is a costly endeavor in most cases, but not every agency in America can afford to use it, something many hope will change. In New York, Laura Ingle, Fox News.
And now here's Devin Biggs with one final look at our full weather forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland Thomason Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. A small craft advisory is up for a little while this morning, getting dropped during the morning period, though, at around 8 a.m. as things begin to improve. As we have that area of low pressure that's beginning to move to the north and east, that'll bring the winds with it. So the offshore winds for now will begin to move onshore, and especially by tomorrow, we'll notice more of those gusty winds. The rain started to back off a little bit as we saw some of that last night and early this morning. Some much needed rain, but now it's in the northern and western ends of the state. We'll still have chances for scattered showers, though, as this area of low pressure, which is located right about in here, will begin to move off towards the north and east, so scattered showers are not out of the question today. Maybe a rumble of thunder if you are lucky, but where this is going, it's mainly north and east. So once we go north and east, high pressure will begin to move in and things will start to look a lot nicer for us. And the temperatures will really begin to warm up as well. And we do need the precipitation. We've remained in drought across a good part of the state, and moderate drought, even severe drought. A new drought monitor will begin to come out today. Now it'll show us where we stand with the latest drought situation. But here we are, 2 to 5 foot wave heights being noted, which is why that small craft advisory is up for a little while longer. We'll start seeing that drop as things will begin to improve. A little bit of wind out there still today, maybe some winds getting up to about 15 miles per hour in a few areas, though. But really by tomorrow, gusty winds up to around 15 to 20 miles per hour will be possible as that area of low pressure begins to move off towards the north and east. Our average high is now 80 degrees. We'll only be in the upper 60s today, well below normal. Then getting close to normal again by Friday in the lower 80s, even some middle 80s as we head towards Saturday into Sunday. Then back in the upper 70s to lower 80s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Dew point's not too ridiculous, so we might notice a quick burst in the dew point, so especially today, though, reaching for the lower 60s, so you might notice a little bit more humidity, but then falling back into the 50s, at least until Sunday into Monday and Tuesday, before back into the lower 60s. So moving forward, though, that area of low pressure will begin to track off towards the north and east. We'll get a lot of that rain out of here. Well, just the clouds that will be left over for a little while yet, but once we get this out of here, the clouds will finally begin to break up, and of course any precipitation will really begin to get out of here with, again, the sunshine really beginning to come out just in time for Friday afternoon. So your forecast for today, upper 60s, some scattered rain showers with that west breeze getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 60s, a slight chance for a rain shower, then gradual clearing late, with some dense fog as well, with that west breeze getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow, lower 80s, partly cloudy and breezy, that west wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Shepherd Toyota extended forecast. Here we are, mostly sunny on Saturday, highs in the mid-80s on Sunday with a partly cloudy sky, and mostly cloudy on Monday, highs in the low 80s.
Dine on the deck with a delicious view at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub, now open. Experience outdoor dining at its finest 7 days a week with award-winning dishes from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Dining on the deck at Ryan's Pub is an unforgettable culinary experience you'll want to share with your family, friends, business partners, or that special someone. Your next visit to the Lucerne Inn will feel like the first all over again.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Machias, is sponsored by Living Innovations. Be part of the Living Innovations workforce and be part of a caring community with purpose. Learn more at livinginnovations.com. Barren View Golf Course is a great treat for golfers of all skill levels. A 9-hole par 35 course open 7 days a week. No tee times needed. And Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Do you struggle to open or close your windows? Are they drafty or leaky? Are you constantly adjusting your thermostat only to have your energy bill skyrocket? If you're nodding your head yes, Renewal by Andersen is your best solution. They custom build and install weather-tight replacement windows and back them with a generous, fully transferable limited warranty.
Call now to schedule your free design consultation. Plus, take advantage of this limited time offer with incredible savings and attractive financing. Don't miss out. Call Renewal by Andersen today.
When Katahdin Cruises and Moosehead Marine Museum want to know the local forecast, they log into foxbango.com. Take a step back in time and experience Moosehead Lake from a unique viewpoint. Book your cruise now on the Steamboat Katahdin, online or at the ticket office the day of the cruise.
Seniors and juniors compete in the #1 new summer series, Generation Gap.
Who is this? Mr. Hat.
Kelly Ripa hosts.
What does the K stand for in K-pop? Kitten.
Generation Gap, new tonight on ABC.
Some of the best recipes are often ones we grew up with. You know, the ones that instantly take us back to our childhood. Well, today, we're sharing a recipe that our test kitchen director, Patty, grew up with. And you won't believe how easy it is. We start by combining some melted butter, flour, and lots of finely chopped walnuts, and we press that firmly into a baking dish before popping it in the oven. This will be our crust. While it bakes, we make a filling by beating together some cream cheese and powdered sugar. Now, get this. We fold in some whipped topping. That's going to make the filling nice and light. Once the crust cools, we'll spread the cream cheese mixture over it. The easiest way to do that is with an offset spatula or with the back of a soup spoon. On top of that goes a layer of chocolate pudding and more whipped topping. Then we sprinkle on some chopped walnuts. Talk about decadent. Once it's chilled, it's ready to dig into. And if it's Patty's all-time favorite go-to dessert, you know it's a good one. To get the recipe for our once top secret cold fudge cake, check out our website. Before you know it, you'll be enjoying the cool creaminess with every forkful. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a decadent layer after layer way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Researchers are looking into the benefits of hugging. Scientists at the Cleveland Clinic say giving somebody a hug releases a chemical called oxytocin. That feel-good chemical is what helps you bond to people.
The release of oxytocin also reduces cortisol, a stress hormone. A recent study says hugging didn't reduce stress in men, but does in women. Effective hugs can run 5 to 10 seconds. Keep in mind, though, not all people like hugs.
That's an important part of it.
Big important. If you want a hug, come on in here.
Don't be thinking it's like, oh, you need some stress release. It's like, no.
No, yeah. Make sure to ask first. Be like, can I hug you? You know, it's similar to can I pet your dog?
And then don't have your feelings hurt if they say no. Good Morning America is up next on ABC 7.
And the second hour of Good Morning Maine's coming up on Fox 22.
Do you hate throwing away food that's gone bad? Does your pantry look like a bad disaster? What if you could keep your food as fresh as the day you bought it and vacuum seal any ingredient? Eric Thies here with my new portable, powerful PowerXL Duo NutriSealer. This incredible breakthrough in technology can savor any flavor while it seals in the freshness. What's the secret? The Duo NutriSealer will remove all the air. Once all the air is removed, the air pressure detection system is automatically activated and seals your bag tight. And it's the only patented handheld sealer that creates double seals. The Duo has a floating hinge and a built-in slicer to make bags of any size. You can even seal through liquid. Don't let its small compact size fool you. With just one touch of a button, the Duo seals any bag and it will stay bonded until you open it, guaranteed. The Duo NutriSealer locks in nutrients and freshness so you can keep your food 5 times longer. Prep and freeze